All right, bringing in meteorologist Brandon Lawson. We know that the Panthers on the road in Foxborough, Charlotte FC, going to be right there at the Fortress. And as you have time to tell in Savannah, ponchos need to be on standby, right?
Yeah, that's right. Definitely want to have the poncho handy for Saturday evening. Now, I will say Saturday evening does look a little drier than Saturday morning. I do think the first half of the day is going to be more unsettled, and that's actually going to help us out for maybe the second half of the day with less shower and thunderstorm coverage. So if you're headed out for the Charlotte FC matchup against Montreal tomorrow, kickoff at 7:30. We're tracking a thunderstorm possible at kickoff, and with that isolated storm chance continuing through about halftime, second half of the game, I do think we'll try to drive things out a little bit. So if we do have some lightning delays, just adhere to the officials out there and stay safe with some of the thunderstorm activity we'll have around the bank tomorrow evening. And it all has to do with this cold front that's slowly working its way through the area. A lot of clouds this morning, but notice we're starting to see a few spotty showers pop up this morning too. So you might have a light raindrop or two to deal with as you're outdoors this morning on your windshield. So just a heads up as you're heading into work and picking up the kids and taking them to school this morning. Here's like a future cast. You can see a few stray showers through the first half of the day, and then as we go into the second half of the day, more so later afternoon into the evening, we're doing more scattered showers and thunderstorms. A lot of heavy downpours, potentially some lightning and thunder, and even more widespread rain as we start the day on Saturday. So Saturday morning, the first half of the day, I will say virtually looks like a washout to start the day with more widespread rain. And then the second half of the day does look drier, 3, 4 o'clock. We are going to still have a few storms around tomorrow afternoon and evening. It'll just be more hit or miss than the shower and thunderstorm coverage we'll see for the first half of the day. And looking ahead to Sunday, it does look drier. That boundary gets a little bit further east, and then by Sunday, we're just kind of looking at more spotty shower chances. About a 20% chance of rain for Charlotte on Sunday, 40% for the mountains. Then after the weekend, our attention will turn to the tropics. We've got Tropical Storm Imelda, and we also have an investigation area disturbance in the Caribbean right now, really right there over the Caribbean islands in the western Atlantic. So here's a look at model trends. Why has there been so much uncertainty with this? Well, models earlier this week had a slower Imelda track. So Imelda hasn't formed yet, but that would be the name of the storm that forms this weekend. And that was going to allow what we call the Fujiwara effect to come into play because Imelda was going to be so close to it to where they were just going to kind of interact with one another and rotate around a common axis. And that would have pushed future Imelda further away. But models are now depicting that Imelda is going to be faster. So it's going to be too far away from Umberto to have any kind of interaction at all, and that could lead to a future Imelda landfall as we head into next week. That's why models are all over the place. So if you're seeing on social media these storms are going to collide and become one massive storm, or you're seeing online that we have been lying to you all week long, it's not the case. It's just the models. The models have been changing, and there's been a lot of different trends. So this is just one model run here. The American model brings the rain and storms in from whatever this tropical system looks like by Monday, really Monday night into Tuesday morning and likely lingering. The problem is that when you look at the long-range model data with this, most of the models are now bringing it into the Carolinas. However, even after Tuesday, the models are kind of stalling the system over us, and that could lead to a good amount of rain here as we go into next week. I'm just looking at the next 5 days, so looking through about next Wednesday here, and you're still seeing 3 to 5 inches of rainfall popping up, and that's including some of the rain today and also tomorrow too. But this could change, could go up or down depending on the trends. So with the rain, that is going to decrease pollen levels for us here, keeping pollen levels low for us through the next several days. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s to start the day. A warm and muggy start, mild and also muggy for the afternoon, upper 70s, low 80s. Your 7-day forecast holding us into the 70s and 80s through the weekend, more mid 70s next week, but all that could change dependent on what happens with the tropics as we go into next week. You're watching Queen City News Now, the most honored and most local news in Queen City. We'll be right back.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.